and this Walnut has some issues. Let me show it to you. So welcome back to the sawmill, friends. Got a quick project this morning to work on. Then we're going to head down to the sawmill. Actually, no. We are going to head down to the sawmill, but I've got a few things to do first before we do that. But the first thing on my list today is install this toolbox right here. Let me show it to you. All right, guys, so I bought this on Amazon. It was about $200. Made by Real Truck, not sponsored by those guys. They have no idea who I am. I can't believe I have to say that in every video, but people constantly accuse me of showing products for sponsorships, and that's not the case. I bought this and it was about $200, and it had some decent reviews, and it solves a problem for my truck, and that problem is I had to get rid of my toolbox when I put that diesel fuel transport tank right there. I did keep my toolbox right there in front of it. It was a top mounted toolbox. It would sit right here, but I was losing too much bedroom, and when you raised up the lid, it would hit the hoses right here in the diesel tank, and that on the pump rather, and that got old really fast, to be honest with you. So I took that toolbox out, and I've been looking for another solution, and they do have side mounted ones, but those kind of eat up your bedroom, and this right here supposedly swings out of the way and it doesn't take up as much room. It mounts right here on the side and it folds out of the way when you're not using it, and supposedly it takes about 15 minutes to install it. Who knows? Holds about 70 pounds. Has a little tray right there. Decent storage right there. And I don't keep a lot of tools in my truck bed anyways. I have a dedicated actual toolbox in the truck cab with all my mechanic tools and stuff like that that I may need if I get stranded somewhere. This right here is mainly for like towing chains and towing straps and stuff like that. And if it works out pretty good, I may put one on each side if I can still haul a full sheet of plywood in the middle right there. Have to do some measuring later on when it comes to that. But anyways, I think we can get this installed pretty fast. I'm using my best resource, which is YouTube right there, to watch an install video. So let me set you guys down and we'll get this done here pretty fast and move on to something else. So another advantage of this toolbox is it swings out and you can access everything right here at the tailgate. Those top mounted ones, they work just fine, but if you want to get in them, sometimes you gotta climb up in your bed. And you don't always want to do that. So this one right here supposedly makes things more accessible. And now it looks like, unfortunately, the only thing I do not like about this install is I gotta drill some holes right here in my nice truck bed. 3 holes right here, and looks like maybe 3 more in this one. All right, guys, that took about 10 minutes, not too bad. This is how it works. So you can access it right there if you want to, but pull that lever, here it comes, and check it out, guys. You can stand outside of your truck bed and get to your toolbox. That's what I was after right there. More accessible. Has a lock right there on the top. Also has another safety feature. This is a lock on the hinge. And it goes over here somehow. I've not looked at that yet, but you can lock it right there so nobody can lift this up and steal it. But if you got a lock on your tailgate, which mine does, most people won't even know it's there. But anyways, another nice feature right there. Of course, we have that little tray, and it's kind of deep right there. You can put a lot of toe straps in there, maybe one chain or so. It holds 70 pounds, so not too bad. When you're done with it, put it down, lock it, go this way, and there you go. The only thing I had to do on the install was, of course you guys saw me do it, had to adjust that part right there so the latch would fall into it. But other than that, pretty simple. And I did some measuring off camera. With one of these in here, I got plenty of room to put a full sheet of plywood. If I put another one on this side over here, which I'm probably going to do, I really like this system, a sheet of plywood won't fit between them. But that's not a big deal. If you go get some plywood, plan ahead, take these off, put them in your truck cab, haul your plywood. Problem solved. I'll tell you what, friends, that right there is super nice. We'll see how long it holds up. I may get one more for the other side over there. Now let's move on to something else, and it's something I'm not looking forward to. As bad as I hate to, I'm going to have to warm up the T25 and do some mowing this morning. Not looking forward to this. I got better things to do, but this has got to get done. But don't go anywhere, guys. This is going to take me about an hour and a half, but for you guys, it's going to seem like about 10 seconds. You guys hang in there. Friends, let me tell you about today's video sponsor, the Farmer's Dog. Now, this company is supported by vets, and most importantly, they're loved by dog people. If you're not familiar with the Farmer's Dog, it is real food. This is human-grade meat and veggies and simple recipes made for dogs. And the best part, in my opinion, is this food is human-grade, which means the food is cut, packaged, and tested in a human food facility. Another great feature with the Farmer's Dog is it's delivered to my house. No more going to the grocery store when the dog food gets low. No more standing in the line or wasting time. The sign up is really easy, friends. You go to thefarmersdog.com, you take a short quiz, then you get your dog's recommended plan. It's that simple. Shortly after taking the quiz, our food arrived for both of our dogs. Very good packaging. It had dry ice in it to preserve it. It also came with a mixing bowl as well, instructions, everything you need. So right now, friends, you can get 50% off your first box of freshly made healthy dog food by using my link. You also get free shipping and 24/7 customer support. So once again, a big thank you to the Farmer's Dog for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate it, and the link is down in the video description and also in the top comment. And this is George, in case you're wondering who this is. George, say hello. Maybe later? All right, let's get back to the video. Finally got that mowing done. Took longer than expected. Grab some anchor seal here and seal up this walnut. All right, guys, as you can see, nice black walnut log. It's an 8-footer. I did a fresh cut on the end right here off camera because this log has been on the ground for a few months. And I wasn't sure what I was dealing with here. I kind of like what I'm seeing. The diameter down here is about 16 inches, 17 if you include that thick bark right there, about 16. But the sapwood is only about 1 inch or so, and up here it's only about 1/2 inch, so not too bad. Looks really good right there. The pith is offset just a little, but we're going to be sawing some grade lumber, 4/4 thickness, so that's okay. And always remember, guys, if you do a fresh cut in on your hardwood logs, make sure you put another coat of anchor seal on there. It's cheap insurance. There goes the school buses. Hard to believe they've already started school already. Bruno started this past Monday, which was August the 4th. I tell you what, when I was in school, which was back in the 90s and the 80s, I'm throwing this stuff everywhere. We didn't start school till the end of August. Nowadays, I tell you what, their summer break barely lasts for 2 months and they're right back at it. Now the reason mowing took longer than usual is because the power company came by to give me their seal of approval for the service down here at the barn, and they did make one change to it, and I'm okay with it because it's going to save me some money. And also guys, I'm not sure I showed you this, but I moved the log splitter over here the other day. So right here is the new place we'll be splitting all the logs at. I think it looks pretty good. But anyways, back to the power. So we're still going to put the panel on that wall, but instead of coming underground from way over there and a lot of money in conduit underground, he said I could come off this pole right here, which feeds where my mother-in-law lives, right there in my rental house. We could come off it. They'll put a pole right there they'll put a pole between me and that pole right there, and we'll put a weather head over here in the corner. So no going underground, and since it's over here, it's going to be out of the way, and it'll be high enough to where the tractors won't hit it, and it will be a lot cheaper. And also, I meant to touch on this, even though the anchor seal just got put on this log, you could go ahead and saw it if you want to. I'll probably wait a few minutes. I need to change out some camera batteries and get me something to drink, so it may be a half hour or so before I open this up. But you could go ahead and saw into it, and if you need to feel better about it, you can put more anchor seal on your boards once you get them sawed up. But that right there is just fine. And also guys, here in about 30 minutes, I got a Wood-Mizer tech coming by to do an alignment on my sawmill. They're doing their field service for the state of Tennessee today, and today's the day they're gonna be coming through here. So he's gonna stop by and put some new rollers on the mill, check the alignment and all that stuff. And once he gets done, we need to saw with it. So we're gonna open up this log, make yourself a cant, and then when he does the alignment and all that good stuff and probably a fresh new blade, we'll saw the boards out of it. And as always on the sawmill, Joe Maine's Silver Tip Turbo 7. If you want to try those blades out, you guys know what to do. Call Joe Maine. Cell phone number, video description. All right guys, he will be here in about 20 minutes. So let's go ahead real fast and open up this log and get ourselves a nice cant. right, guys, Wood-Mizer just left. I didn't video a whole lot of that because he's got to get back on the road and head on over to the next customer. But we did replace the blade guide rollers on the mill. This right here's the old ones, and these you can still use, but they do need new bearings right there. This is a bearing kit that Wood-Mizer sells. Pretty easy to change those out, and we'll switch those out. That way we have backups in case the other ones go bad. I always keep stuff in stock. I tell you what, I gotta do better about that. I need to order some more of these little bearing kits though. That's my last one right there. Other than the rollers, everything on the sawmill looked just fine. He checked the alignment. No problems there, no adjustments needed, all the fluids are good, and we're ready to get back to sawing. And this walnut has some issues. Let me show it to you. Well, here's the problem with this log. Check that out. We got some rot going on, a bunch of carpenter ants. I'll probably have to spray down here tomorrow to make sure I kill them. But that right there is not good, but hopefully it doesn't go too deep down in the log. I'm going to put this on the bottom of the bed and saw down into it, and hopefully we can get maybe 10 or 11 decent boards before we start running into this mess right here. Who knows? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'm thinking that right there may be worse than it looks. We may be lucky to get half the boards out of this cant right here before we run into this stuff. Let's throw it on here and see what happens. All right, guys, I'm in shock right now. I did not think we would do that good on this log right here based on what we were seeing. If this last board right here is solid on the underside of it, I've not flipped it over yet. I'll wait till I bring you guys in. We'll do it at the same time. But if this board is solid, that means we got 9 1x12s out of this log, which is right at 72 board feet. And these boards are actually just a hair over 12 inches on the width. They're actually 12.5. Limited sapwood on one side. Got a few ants, but that's okay. That's what the dry kiln's for. That's remarkable. I'll tell you what, I figured we'd be lucky to get half of that cant sawed into boards. I was wrong about this. It's okay to be wrong sometimes, especially when being wrong is in your favor. Well, that's always a good sign right there. If your boards are sticking together, that means you're sawing really flat and really true, which is pretty much the same thing. So anyways, all right. See how we looked on the bottom side here. Oh my goodness, check it out. We are in good shape, guys. A little bit of a defect down here. I'll show it to you guys here in just a second, but I'm okay with that. The rest of the board is perfect. Limited sapwood, no knots. I'll tell you what, as far as grade sawing goes, that was one of the best walnut logs I've ever did any grade sawing on. Even with that terrible defect right there. Man, that's nice. So right there's the defect in this board, and I'm okay with that. I can edge that off after kiln drying and still get about a 10-inch wide board right there. Man, this is nice. I'll tell you what, sawing black walnut is always a good day. Especially when a log turns out like this that you thought was going to be a waste of your time. My goodness. Let's get this sawdust off these boards and take a closer look. I would say this is one of the nicer boards, but to be honest with you, they're all nice. My goodness, check that out. My goodness, this is nice. Got a few little ripples, little washboarding because I slowed down on the exit cut. That's okay, that's okay. Man, this is nice. So check that out, guys. Like I said, very limited sapwood right there. That sawyer knows what he's doing, I'll tell you what. But that is a nice board right there. You talked about some good cabinets or a nice tabletop someday. Man, these are nice. All right, guys, I guess I'm done for the day. But real fast, what did you guys think about that walnut? It was pretty nice, wasn't it? I'll tell you what, I wouldn't lie about that. That's one of the nicest grade sawing walnut logs I've ever sawed. And I've been sawing since 2011. So October of 2011. So this October, that's coming upon 14 years of sawmill. And my goodness, it has flown by. I'll tell you what, hopefully we'll do it for 14 more. So real fast, guys, in closing here, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. A big shout out to everybody on Patreon for supporting me here on the channel. Really appreciate you guys, and also my channel members, and most importantly, for all you guys that watch my videos and share them with your friends. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Be sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't enjoy this video, hit it for me anyways. It does do these videos a favor. It pushes them out a little bit more. Or at least that's what YouTube says. I guess they're telling the truth, I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you back here in the next one. You guys hang in there.